So Kanye West decided to have a sit down with DJ Akademiks and do what any rational, level-headed, grown man would do whenever unloading a full clip about child exploitation, racial inequality, and elite power structures in Hollywood. That's right, you guessed it. He decided to wear a black KKK robe while doing it because nothing screams, "Listen to my deeper message," like a Grand Wizard of Confusion outfit. And then he proceeded to serve up an hour of jaw-dropping, brain-melting, did he really just say that content. So we got Jewish executive pulling puppet strings, Diddy and R. Kelly being sacrificed like chess pieces, Jay-Z's kids randomly catching strays, Northwest being turned into TikTok employee, Kim Kardashian's uterus, and a surprise roast of Kendrick and Drake for staying on mute like expensive mannequins. And here we are again, uncomfortable, confused, and weirdly intrigued. So let's get you debriefed on this flaming Prada purse of a situation. Before we dive in, this video is strictly a breakdown of nearly everything discussed in the hour-long interview. So if you rather watch the full video yourself and see them talking, feel free to look it up. But if you're here for a clear, easy to follow recap, keep watching. What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to the Culture Debrief, where we break down the latest drama in Black culture, because let's be real, if we don't talk about it, who will? So let's start with this Klansman couture, because wow. So Kanye West showed up in a KKK style robe, not a hoodie, not a cloak, a robe that looked like it came straight from the Midnight Mass for white supremacist catalog, and it was just in black. Because apparently when you're trying to warn the world about corporate mind control, I'm guessing the best way to do it is to look like Darth Vader joined the Proud Boys. Like, sir, were you trying to cancel yourself in 4K? So this man walked into this interview dressed like trauma and then expected respectful engagement. Then Kanye started talking about the Hollywood power structure. And here's the thing, he's not entirely wrong to question who holds power in entertainment and who benefits from Black artistry and who signs the checks behind the curtain. It's just the problem is the way he presented with zero nuance, all ego, and, well, a KKK robe. He's talking about gatekeeping, exploitation, and the way Black artists are often stripped for parts, chewed up, and spit out. But that's not conspiracy. That's literally industry standard. And while the media paints it as anti-Semitic, he's clearly talking about power and not religion. He's mad at the puppet masters and not the people in the pews. But I must say, I understand it's kind of hard to hear his message because, you know, we're too busy staring at this hate crime drip he got going on. Now buckle up, because he dragged R. Kelly and P. Diddy into the conversation. And while he didn't defend them, he absolutely called out the timing. Because let's be honest, R. Kelly was a known predator for 2 decades. And Diddy been whispered suspect since pagers were trending. But now suddenly it's an open season. So I get the point. You know, the industry doesn't clean house, it does clean image, and they let you rack up awards and Billboard hits until you say the wrong thing or mess with the money, and then boom, Lifetime documentaries, federal raids, and a "we already knew" statement from like someone who partied with you last week. So Kanye's like, am I next? Like, are y'all canceling me because I'm dangerous or because I'm saying too much? And honestly, the way things are looking, it might be a little bit of both. So Kanye briefly took accountability for something for the first time in 84 years. Like, this is new to Kanye. He admitted that he said evil things about the late Virgil Abloh. And that's right, he actually used the word evil.
Why say fuck Virgil after he passed?
I'm evil.
You don't think about like his family and other people that love him?
I am an evil person.
You don't think that.
And of course he wrapped into a convoluted mess of spiritual language and personal victimhood, but you know, it's still baby steps. So this might be the closest we'll ever get to a real apology from Ye, so I guess we should just take it. So now look, Kanye's beef with Jay-Z is old news, but this man really woke up and said, you know who needs to be dragged into this? Children. He literally posted about Jay-Z's kids, and when asked about it, he said, was it one of my strongest statements or one of my worst? Kanye, it wasn't strong. It wasn't even brave. It was an unprovoked target practice on toddlers. Like, you're supposed to be calling out systems of oppression, not throwing sippy cups at the Carter's family. Like, come on. Okay, so next, the line that sent Twitter to therapy is the "I regret getting Kim pregnant." And again, listen, this was not a dig at the kids, okay? This was like a full-on rant against the Kardashian content machine, led by CEO Kris, you know, light camera prophets Jenner. So why he said that? because in Kanye's mind, that pregnancy marked the beginning of a lifetime contract with a family that runs on sex tapes, manufactured storylines, and corporate exploitation of children. And honestly, we have to talk about North's recent music video so you can understand. Like, Kim allowed their 10-year-old daughter to dress and perform in a full-blown Ice Spice cosplay moment for millions of strangers online. Like, millions. So Kanye is watching his daughter, North, go from playrooms to production set. Like, Ice Spice cosplays, adult audiences, viral TikToks, full glam. And she's not even old enough to ride a roller coaster without a parent. So at what point do we admit that Kanye might not be entirely crazy for being such a concerned father? His issue isn't even being a father. It's with the Kardashians production machine that monetizes childhood the same way Kris Jenner monetizes, well, everything. Because including the infamous sex tape, which she allegedly helped direct like it was a Sundance short film, he also connected the dots to Kim's home video debut, to North's branded girlhood, and he's screaming, "I don't want my kids to be content." And honestly, he's not wrong for that. You don't need to be a genius to realize that North deserved privacy more than promo codes. Oh, and I almost forgot. Guess who also caught a stray? Kendrick Lamar and Drake, aka hip-hop's honor roll students. So Kanye said Kendrick is still on a leash and Drake's too scared to speak up because he's cozy in the system, which is honestly funny coming from a man wearing boots that cost more than rent, but okay, go off. Drake is practically an industry NFT at this point. And Kendrick, we get a protest verse every 4 years and then silence. So Kanye's pissed that he's the only one catching fire while everyone else stays quiet in their mansions tweeting vague Bible verses. And shout out to Akademiks, who looked like he was babysitting a haunted mannequin for most of the interview. You could really see him trying to keep the vibe cool while Kanye ranted in a robe that looked like it belonged on a true detective villain. He didn't push back much, but maybe that's because he knew the resistance was futile, and Kanye's interviews aren't dialogue. They're just solo performances with an unpaid co-star. So my questions for you guys, because I need to know this, is Kanye crazy or is he just wearing his truth in the worst outfit imaginable? Should Northwest have a manager or a guardian? Is Drake the ambassador of the culture or just a well-paid ghost? And would Kendrick say more if the mic wasn't owned by somebody else? So to recap this Lucifer and Fashion Week experience, Kanye pulled up in a black KKK robe because why not traumatize your fan base? He made valid points about power, ownership, exploitation, and then self-sabotaged every word. He said that we're all thinking about Diddy and R. Kelly, and that is not justice, it's strategy. He maybe, possibly low-key apologized for being evil to Virgil Abloh. And he also clarified that he doesn't hate his kids, he hates the circus their mother runs, and he dragged Kendrick and Drake out their industry bunkers and demanded they actually stand for something. And somehow, in the midst of all this chaos, he might be the only one telling the truth. Because this wasn't an interview. This was literally Kanye's TED Talk. Well, if it wasn't held in an abandoned asylum. And this has been another Culture Debrief where the truth shows up dressed like the villain and still kind of makes sense. So if you made it to the end of the video, please comment Northwest deserve better below and hit the like button, subscribe, and share for more Culture Debrief chaos where we don't cancel, we decode the madness with receipts. So remember, stay black, stay beautiful, and I love you.